What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Collider Interview Studio at Fantastic Fest 2023. I'm very excited because I wanted to talk to this guy at TIFF. You were very busy. You were all over the place. Dream Scenario director, Kristoffer Borgli. Congratulations on that movie. You had an epic premiere there, and now everybody was super into it. Electric audience last night. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
So I want to start at the very beginning with this idea. There's a lot of cool concepts baked into your movie. So which specific idea would you call your break story idea? The thing that convinced you, like, I have a cohesive vision right now, and we should move on this?
I don't know. It's difficult to kind of pinpoint the exact moment where you start believing in an idea. I feel like there's something undeniable about the ideas that get like picked. They keep gnawing at you, and it's almost like what Carl Jung says about people don't have ideas, but ideas have people. So it feels like this whole idea kind of picked me in a way. And there's so many different aspects of the early inspirations. I think specifically what was going through my mind was how we live more in each other's heads than like physically present. And that we have these like parasocial relationships with each other, and that our personas can start taking on their own lives and outgrow us. And those were some like early thoughts on this.
I feel like I'm jumping ahead with this question, but given that, when you started filming this movie, was there any particular idea you were most looking forward to getting to explore with your team and your actors? But then on the other hand, is there a particular element of this story that wound up being more creatively fulfilling for you than you ever could have imagined at the beginning?
Ooh, I mean, this might be a spoiler. I don't know, but
if you say anything that's spoilery, we could put a little warning and save it for later.
Okay, but I'll say this. There's an attempted sex scene in the middle of the movie. I think that was one of the very first ideas. And there's something there about your perceived idea of someone versus the reality of someone that comes to an embarrassing kind of manifestation in that scene.
It is one of the best fart jokes I've ever seen in a movie. Like how do you shoot a scene like that and have everybody not break, keep a straight face, not laugh?
It was I just had to place my monitor in a different room. I couldn't be in the room. I ruined the takes by laughing. So the actors did their thing and managed to get through it. It was not only a cringe-inducing scene to write and direct, but even when I was editing that scene, I had to leave multiple times my editing desk, and it just like I couldn't be in the same room as my computer. It was just so cringy to watch.
But I will say with that particular scene, I've seen it twice now. I've seen it at TIFF, and here I knew that moment was coming. And even though I knew, bad choice of words there, but even though I knew that fart joke was going to happen, I still like cackled uncontrollably in the screening.
Yeah. I mean, it's an unsubtle, very banal moment that I think has its place in like an artistic movie. There's a little history of movies that I remember having like memorable fart jokes that kind of feel a little bit out of place. One is 35 Rums, the Claire Denis movie.
Okay.
There's a really good one in there. And The Master, the Paul Thomas Anderson, has also like a really...
Never thought I would need a list of like the best fart jokes in movies, but now you're making my mind spin out of control.
Like, in artistic kind of, I don't know.
You had mentioned that there was a point where you might have had Adam Sandler play the Nick Cage role in this film, and watching the finished film, that role feels so specific to Nick. So I am wondering, when you were thinking about having Adam play that character, what did that film look like, and how did the idea evolve when Nick took the role over?
Yeah, I think that like looking back in retrospect, it's impossible for me to unsee Nick in this part. He just made the character so watchable and interesting. He does so many choices that are kind of like mesmerizing and strange in a good way. And not only is he such a good actor, but just the idea of Nicolas Cage in our culture, who has gone through the thing where your persona outgrows the person. And so he added kind of like an artistic layer to the movie that is also hugely interesting. And I think he channeled some of his own personal experiences through the character, and there's some truth in that. There's some autobiographical elements of Nicolas Cage in this role.
I do have a pitch for you, though, because I think it would be a very interesting experiment. You should turn Dream Scenario into an anthology series and have the main role played by different actors at like different stages of their career, just to see how the concept would evolve from person to person.
Okay, there's some money to be made here, I think.
A24, you can have that idea. I just want to see more of this. One other thing I was reading about is the choice to alter Nick Cage's nose in the movie. How exactly do you alter it, and what led you to decide that was best for the character of Paul?
We were going to have one of the most recognizable and charismatic actors on the planet play like a nobody, an uninteresting, kind of unremarkable person. We had to kind of hide Nicolas Cage in the role. And I got help from Izzy Galindo, a prosthetics designer who did my previous movie, Sick of Myself. And we toyed with different ideas of how to like slightly alter his face without it being noticeable. And he is wearing a prosthetic nose in the film, and it makes him like slightly more round and slightly more of a beta male.
Very, very, very effective. And like you said, it is not something that kind of sticks out immediately, which makes it an especially effective prosthetic.
Yeah, there's like some strange uncanniness where it is Nicolas Cage, but he's so different that at least me, like I forget that it's him. Mm-hmm. Like I just see Paul Matthews, the character. Yeah.
Very much so. So one other thing that he had mentioned in our press notes, I think he described your collaboration as him giving you full control. So I am curious, what is that like, and how does your collaboration with an actor who gives you full control compare to someone who maybe doesn't, or just approaches the collaboration process in a different way?
Yeah, I think like he's almost exaggerating a little bit. I mean, he there was a lot of the choices that was not made by me, that he made his own decisions, and he had a bunch of ideas of different scenes, of mannerisms, of the way he talks and walks, and he was full of ideas. He was so well prepared. He was a great collaborator. I think we kind of sculpted this performance together. I
think one of the things that he was emphasizing via that point was how important it was to like put the trust in the leader in order for this wild idea to come together. And I respect that quite a bit. Yeah. I feel like you have to do that with something like this.
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, hats off to him. Like this it's still baffling to me that I've made a movie with Nicolas Cage.
Nick Cage and like a slew of other incredible actors too. You got one heck of an ensemble here.
It is. I'm so grateful for the whole cast. There's not a dull moment in this movie. They're all so great. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Can confirm that. All right. I'm going to preface these next questions by saying you do not need to explain everything away in terms of how the dreams work in this movie. Yeah. I tend to be a lore Bible and rule nerd though. So I did have a couple of questions. Just in your own personal opinion, why do you think this happened to Paul and nobody else on the planet?
So I was, when writing this, I was looking for the person who I thought would be comedically interesting to throw into this phenomenon. And I thought of this kind of antiquated man who doesn't fully understand our current culture, who feels cheated of academic recognition would respond to this in all the wrong ways, and that's why it became him.
Here's another one. Do you think that Paul's actions in the real world truly do influence how he is perceived in dreams?
That's my understanding. That's there's this Jungian concept of the shadow self, and the idea being that all of our kind of negative traits that we do not confront starts bundling up and manifests itself, maybe in the subconscious, and that they could start showing up in your dreams. And the idea here was that his negative qualities or insecurities were so strong that they started showing up in other people's dreams.
In your world here, do you think that the individual having the dream can impact how they perceive Paul in it? In particular, I'm thinking of Molly and the fact that she seems, if she's even telling the truth, which she might not be, if she is having a different dream because of things about her versus everybody else.
Right. Maybe there's something about the confidence level that Paul Matthews starts having when he gets recognized that inflates his ego. And maybe that's the version of him that she meets in her dreams.
I can think about this concept all day long. Having made this movie yourself, this is a bit of a personal question, but having thought about these ideas and doing some dream research yourself, have you found the experience impacting your own dreams or maybe how you process them?
Exactly. Yeah, I keep a dream journal. It's a fun read. It's strange. I don't think I fully believe in the Jungian or the Freudian idea that they do reveal our deepest secrets. I think they're more random than that, or at least I hope so, because my dreams are strange and weird, and I hope they don't hold a secret truth about who I really am. And my own dreams became a point of research and a resource for writing these dreams. So there's a bunch of my personal kind of strange dreams, recurring dreams, that are depicted in this movie. Can you give us an example? Well, it's a specific thing that I think a lot of people have is the feeling of being in a fight and your arms are moving so slow that they have zero impact, and you see that in the film, and then being chased and never being able to escape whoever's chasing you. That's also something that you see in the movie. Those are my most recurring dreams. Were there any dream scenarios you either came up with in the script phase or even shot and did not make it into the final cut of the movie? Yeah, there's one dream. There's one dream sequence that didn't make it to the cut because it was too comedic for the moment in the film. Are you able to, should I press for more? Are you able to share what that was? It was a naked woman who was taped very high up on a wall. And there was also French baguettes taped to a wall. And it was one of the French dreams.